training has been developed by state and provincial educational agencies in association with the Agency for Instructional Technology. Together, programming for today's learner.
$284.64. That's a lot of money, Pete.
Money is no object, my friend.
It is if you don't have it. Why did you go ahead and order the uniforms before you're positive we had the cash?
Benny, I told you. My father knows the team's depending on us. His very own words were...
I know. If we put the name of his store on the shirts, he'll donate everything we need.
That's right. So what's the prob?
Just tell me, does he know that our first game is this Sunday?
No. So what? He'll write us a check out now, and we'll pick up the uniforms tomorrow. And plenty of time for Sunday's game. Come on. You're worried too much.
Thanks so much. Now come again.
Thank you.
Oh, hello, boys.
Hi, Dad. Hi, Mr. Swanson.
Come on in the back. I've got something I want to show you. The world's finest, my lads, and it just arrived this morning. 52 cases of my very best chocolate bars, and it's all yours.
Ours?
Yeah, my donation to the team. Why, selling this at 75 cents a piece, you can pay for those uniforms in 3-4 weeks tops. Now, what do you say to that?
Well,
Oh, my customers are calling. Now, good luck, boys. You can take the candy out the back door. Use the wagon if you want to.
3 to 4 weeks? We only have 4 days. We need a cash donation.
I can't tell my father that. Tim, stuff is gold. We just have to try to sell this candy.
The uniform store closes at 5 on Saturday.
We'll have the money by then.
If we started tomorrow after practice, that's only 17 hours to sell how much candy?
Let's see, 12 bars in a case times 52 cases, that's...
624 bars of candy.
Okay. 624, that's about 600. 17 hours is about 20. 600 divided by 20 is 30. Benny, we'd have to sell about 30 bars an hour.
No. 624 divided by 17 comes out to be 36.7 bars an hour.
Who's gonna buy 7/10 of a candy bar?
Well, where did you get the 30?
I estimated. It was close enough.
Close enough. Either you're right or wrong.
You know, Benny, there is such a thing as a ballpark estimate.
I can kind of understand how Benny feels. When you're dividing two numbers, you expect to find only one right answer.
But you don't always have to be exact. There are times when all you have to know is about how much.
Pete's just trying to get a rough idea of about how much candy they're going to have to sell in a given time limit.
Right. And according to my estimation, he's probably got a new plan already.
Hello, Benny. Pete. Got your uniforms for you. That's what you're here for, right?
Yes.
No.
Well, you see, Miss Wheeler, there's just one little problem.
What's that?
Well, we don't exactly have...
Plenty more where this came from. 52 cases of the world's finest chocolate bars, and they're all yours. If we could just have our uniforms.
Sorry, boys. I'm sure you have good candy there. But I have one rule that I stick by. Cash only.
Brilliant plan, Pete.
You boys do have a problem. Can I give you a little helpful advice?
Sure.
You don't have enough time to sell the candy yourself, so you're going to have to find ways to divide it up.
Yeah, but how?
That's up to you. Teammates, friends, or anyone who could help. I'll take a few. Maybe some of my customers will buy them to support the team.
Thanks.
Come on, Benny, we're losing time. We. Always we.
Even if we divided up the 624 bars of candy among the 12 guys on the team, each of us would still have to sell
624 candy bars. It's about 600. 12 guys. It's about 10. So 600 divided by 10 is 60. About 60 bars each.
No. 624 divided by 12 comes out to be 52.
I was close enough for now. Anyway, we can't ask any of the guys on the team to help. They'll know we screwed up.
We screwed up. I was on my way to the fair. I was going to see the electronics booth and the stamp collection.
Forget the fair. How much do you say his uniforms cost?
$284.64.
Just as I thought. We don't need to sell all the candy. At 75 cents a piece, we only need to sell about 400 candy bars.
The exact number is 379.52. Let's make it 380.
See? 400 is pretty close. I estimated a little high, to be on the safe side.
But how do you figure that out in your head?
I rounded off. Look, I'll explain it to you on the way. I've got a plan.
How did Pete come up with that answer? Dividing $284.64 for the uniforms by 75 cents per candy bar is kind of hard to do in your head.
Well, first of all, it would be easier if they were all whole numbers.
Which is the same as multiplying by 100.
Then Pete looked at those numbers and took the front one in the divisor 7, and the first number that can be divided by 7 is 28.
And he divided 28 by 7, which gave him 4. What about the zeros?
4,000 doesn't make much sense. That would be too many candy bars.
Well, if it's not 4,000, it must be either 400 or 40, right?
Well, let's see. If you have 40 candy bars and each one is worth less than $1, you wouldn't even have $40, let alone $284.
No. So the answer must be 400. So when you estimate in your head, it's real important to see if your estimate makes sense.
And revise if you need to.
Okay, now I see how you can get in those estimates so fast. Front-end numbers. But when you have a calculator... Oh, no, I lost my calculator. We're in real trouble now.
Penny, you should estimate even when you have a calculator, just to check and make sure you didn't hit the wrong button. That's so easy to do. Besides, we don't need exact answers at this point. What we do need is time and a plan.
Wasn't it your plan that got us into this whole mess anyway? Just think, if you didn't volunteer to get the
I've
team
got
in-
an idea. Look, we figure we sell about 400 bars of chocolate, right?
380 to be more accurate.
There are 19 stores in the mall. If you divide 380 bars among 19 stores, you get about
30 bars per store. Now I know you're wrong. I estimated just like you showed me. Come on, I'll show you. First number in the divisor is 1. The first number in the dividend is 3. 3 divided by 1 is 3, right?
right.
3 doesn't make sense, but 30 does. So 30 must be the answer, right?
Right. If you're doing front-end numbers. But in this case, I wanted a more accurate estimate, so I didn't use front-end numbers.
What?
I rounded to more friendly numbers.
Friendly numbers? What are you talking about? How can numbers be friendly?
Look, you have numbers that are easier for you to work with, and I have mine. I like round numbers. So I just changed 19 to 20 and 380 to 400. Since I was adding a little to both the divisor and the dividend, I knew my answer couldn't be that far off. I got 20.
So I was wrong.
No, we are both right. My estimate was just a little closer. That's all. Come on, we're losing time.
Nice going, Pete. That's the last store, and we've only gotten rid of 171 chocolate bars.
How did I know some of the stores wouldn't want to sell our candy? At least we're making progress. All we have to do is come back here Saturday morning and collect the cash.
We still have to sell another 209 chocolate bars if we're going to be able to pay for the uniforms.
Okay, we got about 8 hours of free time till Saturday. We have to sell it ourselves, door to door.
Oh, sure. 209 chocolate bars in 8 hours, that's about 30 bars an hour.
I'd say somewhere in between 20 and 30.
Somewhere in between.
That's right. You estimated high, I estimated low.
Do you know what it's called when you have a low estimate and a high estimate? And when your answer's somewhere in between?
I think so. Give me a hint.
Oh, give me a home where the buffalo...
Home on the range. A range.
That's it. Pete knew the answer was somewhere within a range of 20 to 30 because he and Benny each used different friendly numbers to get the estimate.
I think I know what Benny did. He rounded 209 to 240 because 240 divides evenly by 8, 30 times. That's how he got 30 for his estimate.
Now Pete went the other way. Instead of rounding up, he rounded down, changing 209 to 160. Because 160 divided by 8 is 20. Because Pete rounded down, he knew his estimate would be a little low. And since Benny rounded up, his estimate was high.
By the way, the answer comes out to 26.125, right in the middle of the range they estimated.
We're here at the Acorn Farms in Harrison, New York. But the people who come here to buy their fruits and vegetables look for one thing.
Freshness.
When you run a business like this, it's real important to know about how many fruits and vegetables to buy each week. After all, they don't stay fresh forever.
Mr. Pat Acasella and his family own Acorn Farms. Mr. Acasella, how do you know how much to buy in a week?
Oh, that's a very good question. We only can go by previous experience. It's a very perishable business. I mean, stuff goes bad. We have refrigeration, but you can't keep it forever. We try to estimate how much we're going to sell in a week. Sometimes we buy a little too much, and we have it left over, and sometimes we don't buy enough.
If you had to guess, how many tomatoes would you say you sold in a year?
You want a real good guesstimate?
Yes.
Yeah. So say we sell 20 boxes a week. There's maybe 3 pounds of tomatoes in a box. So that's 3 times 25. That's what, how you have math? 75 tomatoes in a box. Say, well, let's round it off. Make it 100. It's easy to figure. So that's 2,000. So 52 weeks of the year. That's what?
Over 100,000 tomatoes.
I can't believe it. We sold over 200 bars of chocolate in 2 afternoons.
And my fee, remember, every one of them.
Now all we have to do is go back to the mall tomorrow morning and collect the money.
And pick up the uniforms by 5 o'clock.
No problem. You worry too much. You start over on that side, and I'll start over here. I'll meet you back here with the money.
Some stores wouldn't have sold all the candy we left with them. Pete, now how are we going to get the uniforms for tomorrow's game?
It's over.
Come on, Pete. Don't give up now. I estimate we're only short about $50. That's less than 70 candy bars.
Forget it, Benny. It's already 3 o'clock. Where could we possibly sell 70 candy bars in less than 2 hours? It's all over. You might as well catch the last day of your stupid fair.
The fair! We'll sell the candy at the fair.
Not so fast. You haven't paid for the merchandise yet.
Pay, Lady Benny.
Okay, according to my estimate, we owe you about $280, right?
About? You owe me exactly $284.64.
Benny, there are times where you have to be exact. Don't worry, Mrs. Wheeler. We have it down to the last penny.
Hold it, boys. Haven't you forgotten one little thing? Or should I say 6 little things?
Oh, we left you some chocolate bars. Did you sell any?
I sold the last one this morning. Looks like you boys made a profit.
All right!
Solve It was supported in part by the National Science Foundation. This program was produced by Messaker Productions,
under the supervision of the Agency for Instructional Technology, AIT.